Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Thursday, November 30th, 2017. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening today in Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin was down 14.55% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 9,250, a high of 10,823, and a low of 9,180. That's $1 for 10,687 Satoshis, just over the 10,000 Satoshi barrier. Nasdaq plans to introduce Bitcoin futures. That's right, as early as the second quarter of 2018, Nasdaq customers will be able to bet for and against Bitcoin on Nasdaq's massive exchange. This is a major step forward for Bitcoin and more wild and crazy liquidity, which will no doubt drive more Bitcoin volatility. Bitcoin slides amid roller coaster ride. Every newspaper is declaring it. Bitcoin is so crazy. The price goes up and the price goes down. Wall Street Journal front page this morning from Tur de Meester. Bitcoin mania. Even grandma is in. It's amazing. Today's Philly D show opened with Bitcoin. It reminds me of a Mad Bitcoins episode. Check that out at phillyd.com. World Crypto Network, I'm so grateful for the platform you created for our community. Thank you, Jade Rose, for the kind words. And welcome to all the new World Crypto Network members in the Slack. It's growing and growing. We've got the troll of the day from Kobe is retired, Crypto Cobain. Great stuff. Satoshi just moved his Bitcoin cash. Check out the link in the description below to learn more. Looks like the address is owned by Bitfinex. And finally, it's time for everyone to join Alan Silbert's quiet campaign asking Coinbase and Bitpay when they will adopt Segwit. It's time for them to have the Segwit addresses and the Segwit transactions, and they could actually save a lot of money from the lower fees. And I'd also like to see them get ready for Lightning and the Lightning wallet. This campaign was, of course, started by Alan Silbert, who started quietly asking Brian Armstrong, Stephen Pear, Coinbase, and BitPay, when will they adopt Segwit? Even a roadmap or a date that they're working on it would be great, but it's terrifying. Then we had this response from Adam Back. I'm noticing an odd comparison. Segwit is simple and safe upgrade, and yet they're not ready. Whereas 2x was an incompatible and complex fork that they were supporting. Would they have survived it, or would they still be offline a month later? Interesting questions from the creator of Hashcash. And finally, you can join the World Crypto Network Slack by DMing your email to @MadBitcoins. We're talking Bitcoin, we're talking markets, and soon we will be joined by Dan Evans and his beard emoji. That's right, Dan has his own beard emoji in Slack. Check that out at the bottom of the screen there. You can barely see thanks to Twitter's box thing. But anyway, the beard emoji. We've also heard rumors on the internet of Airbnb adopting Bitcoin, joining the rumors about Amazon.com. Bitcoin's continued popularity. Could it happen? And tonight, get ready for the Big Bang Theory. That's right. They'll be talking Bitcoin, and we'll be watching it. Thanks so much for watching today in Bitcoin. It's only been 4 minutes. I guess the real YouTube thing is to go for another 6.
I'm here.
Looks like we're joined by Andy Hoffman from Crypto and Gold. How's it going, Andy?
Oh, it's going good. It's actually Crypto Gold Central. Sorry I missed you yesterday because I hit the wrong link, but I figured I'd join you today, and I just saw some very interesting things that you put up. Did you really say that Satoshi moved his Bcash?
Did Satoshi move his Bcash? Let me pull up the link for that. I've got to check the source. Because what would that mean? Satoshi's obviously the largest holder of Bitcoin. He'd be the largest holder of Bcash. If Satoshi moved his Bcash, what would happen? And remember, you have to always consider the source before you retweet something or agree with something. But here it is.
I don't think that's it.
Duh.
I
Probably can't
assume.
hear that. But again, we just get copyright flagged. But there it is. You've been rickrolled.
Uh-huh.
Andy.
Yes. Okay. So did it happen or not? Was that a joke?
Definitely a joke.
Okay,
But a
good.
funny joke.
That would probably be the biggest news event of all that's going on in the last year if he actually did that.
It would be a major political statement by the Satoshi
Oh, that'd
to
be
take
fantastic.
sides in the Bcash debate. I'd just like to ask our 300 audience to say thumbs up and share. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe down below. We have 396 live viewers.
Hmm. All right, then we might as well give him something. You were talking about Airbnb and Amazon, and I'm of the view that Amazon is going to have to accept Bitcoin. Not that anyone's going to use it, but just as a statement of, look, we'll do everything for everybody, and not just from a transaction standpoint, from a mental mind share. If you want the youth to move from their historic ways of doing things, this is a great way of getting them to respect and admire Amazon more.
So remember that Amazon works backwards, starting with the press release. So how would you write the press release for Amazon accepting Bitcoin?
Well, that's what I used to do for a living, but for mining companies. And I think they would just try to say that they're forward looking. That's all. Because I don't think that anyone really expects people to spend their Bitcoin. And, we talk about Jeff Bezos became 100 billionaire. He's probably going to be buying it if he hasn't done it already. So I think it's just a major political statement. Again, we talk about tone. There's a lot of things I agree with him and a lot of things I don't. And this is one where I don't, because I don't think that there's any political ramifications. If they want to do business in a legal currency, whatever you want to call it, they're allowed. That's what BitPay is for. I mean, the powers that be love BitPay, right?
Now, what if you said that Bitcoin is the currency of credit card fraud and that Amazon would be necessitating and facilitating fraud if they accepted Bitcoin?
Well, I think credit card fraud is one of the biggest reasons that Bitcoin has come around, because there is no fraud in Bitcoin. If you're trying to say that the people who are using it are criminals, the same old tired drug dealer type thing, that's another story. But I don't think it's not like the Bitcoin is laundered, and that Amazon has political liability for worrying about the government trying to figure out who's laundering Bitcoin, as if they could do
Because
that
that
anyway.
is the point. Would Amazon be able to accept real Bitcoin, anyone's Bitcoin, or would they have to clean it and cleanse it and say, this was Silk Road Bitcoin, this is dirty Bitcoin?
I think they would just use BitPay. I mean, that's what every quote vendor, or I should say, I mean, there are a handful of vendors that actually keep it, like Satoshi Labs keeps the Bitcoin, but most of them don't. Most of them just use BitPay. It's just to facilitate. So they're not actually keeping any Bitcoin. They're just facilitating trades and let BitPay handle the ramifications of holding the Bitcoin. I don't think to them it's more. I think it's part PR and part just looking cool. I mean, that's all. I don't think they really expect to do
And what
giant
about
business.
Airbnb? Isn't it an even a better fit for an international company? You can rent Airbnbs all over the world. Why not have some Bitcoin? Why not allow the hosts to even hold some Bitcoin? Do you think they'd be a wallet or would they just cash out to the hosts?
Well, I'm not even sure how Airbnb works, but I mean, you're right. It's the ultimate decentralized corporation. Whether they're doing well or not is another thing. I keep reading about how much money they're losing, but I'm not even sure how it works, who's in charge. I assume they have some headquarters with officers, as opposed to just like a
They're probably
ubiquitous.
renting it. They're probably
Yeah,
renting it.
yeah. No one's there's no real owner. There's just this weird entity called Airbnb. But the point is, a decentralized company like that would be perfect for it to make a statement and probably to make a lot of money. Again, the type of people like, Adam Meister is like the perfect example. He lives at Airbnbs. And although he doesn't want to spend Bitcoin, that's the perfect example of someone who's traveling around and wants to stay in decentralized networks using decentralized money. And there's going to be a lot more people like that in the 10 years, 15 years from now. There'll be tens of thousands, if not millions of people living like that.
So Amazon, you're saying yes. I'm saying Airbnb, yes.
I say yes to everything. I mean, the government's not going to collect taxes in it because that would make the wrong statement, but they should, but they definitely won't.
No government taxes. Well, I think that's about it for this quick update episode of Today in Bitcoin. Just like to thank everyone for watching. We had 526 live viewers. Give us a thumbs up and a share. If it's your first time here, please subscribe down below. As always, you can donate Bitcoin to the address on your screen. And don't get excited. Don't say a word. Nobody noticed. Nothing was heard. It was committed discreetly. It was handled so neatly. And it shouldn't surprise you at all. You know. Until next time, bye bye. Big Bang Theory tonight.
Love it.
Woo!